Okay, you know those bus tickets I asked you to help me with?
Did we ever get around to it?
You explained to me how I could go down here to the Centerline community, and I did.
Okay.
And I took all my verifications, and I proved my disability, and I got 75 bus passes.
Okay.
Those ones that say 50 cents on them? Okay. Well, all these Homeland contracted and Macomb County Council bus drivers know me, okay? And I was racially profiled and targeted as the missing persons and human trafficked victim that they know that I am. And this happened on Friday. And the bus driver sat there, and it was completely racist. He went on a black power, I'm a strong black man rant, the whole 9 yards. And there was a whole bus full of black faces staring at me, 50% of them laughing at me, ridiculing me, persecuting me, and there was one white face in the middle, sitting, the Homeland Security smart bus spy, who was sitting there with her camera like this. And I know her. She's my daughter's old classmate, Marky's mom, who I used as a hired babysitter years ago. She didn't recognize me. Anyways, he says to me, show your ID. So this is entering the bus when I put the pass in. I showed him my photo ID. He goes, what's that year say? And I said, 1970. He says, right, you're not 65. And I said, no, I'm disabled. He says, you got to be 65. I said, 65 or disabled. I says, I got these from the Centerline Community Center, in which I went through a process, and I took my documentation, which I have with me now, and I verified. He says, I want to see your credentials that you're disabled. Prove it to me. I told him, you're violating my ADA rights. I told him, I got these from the Centerline District. I said, if you have a problem with it, I am Global Missing Persons Interpol Yellow Notice number 21-22733. And we have UN Police and Interpol International with Interpol Vatican stationed and headquartered at the Warren PD in Warren, Michigan, USA. Call, reference this missing persons number, and you verify me. Anyways, he had the bus in park, holding the whole bus up while the whole bus was going crazy. Okay.
I'm sorry about
That's
that.
okay. That's okay.
I'm so sorry.
No problem. Long story short, I had to go in my purse and pull out $2, which I really didn't have an extra $2. I was actually on my way to the Centerline post office to mail a package, and I had grabbed enough money to cover that out of my savings, which that's what it is, savings. And I had to pay the $2. And then the whole time I was on the bus, which was maybe half a mile from right here at 10 Mile and Van Dyke to Bush, where the post office is, half mile or less. He was on his Black Power, I'm a strong black man rant. And then when it was my stop at the post office, when I got off out the back door, the white bitch, Marky's mom, who I have a photo of, and I'm going to exploit it just for fun all over the internet. She says to me, don't ever ride public transportation again. And I said, well, when I do, you don't have the necessary power or protection to stop me. And she says, I'm going to tell you to get off. And I said, and I'm going to tell you to kiss my ass, Homeland. And I went in the post office, mailed my package. When I came out and sat at the bus stop, I was continuing down to 12 Mile Van Dyke to Planet Fitness, where I have a membership. There were the Centerline Police, the DOD contracted domestic terrorist, sitting right there at the corner, which was for the intent to intimidate me like they always do, and it doesn't. Okay, that between them, that white Jeep out there, who friended me on Facebook and got outed, okay, that brown Kia, okay, them and they're contracted in Macomb County, okay. I got pictures of them. They follow me to physical therapy twice a week. Army drones. I got photos of Army drones following me, and all this goes on the internet, and everybody gets exploited. Now, the problem I have is I go to physical therapy again tomorrow. And I go to physical therapy twice a week, and this is ongoing long-term treatment. And I have absolutely no other form. This is the form of transportation they have reduced me down to, out of what are crimes by the United States government. And nobody is defending my human rights against crimes that everybody knows is happening. I was wondering if we could make a call to whoever the bus people are, and if I could file a complaint about this. Because I am getting on that bus, and if anybody tries to remove me, I'm dragging them under the bus with me, and I'm getting us all ran over, and that is a promise. My rights have been violated for the last time. There is not a person in this country that there's over 2,800 Americans dead in the last 6 years because of this. And that body count's going to keep growing. And it's real easy to make them keep killing each other off. It's real easy. Because they all got crimes to protect. And that's what they're doing. Everybody is killing each other off to protect their own crimes of terrorism. And human and organ and sex trafficking. Like what Mrs. Burns was abusing this office to do with these immigrants, these migrant workers who are actually being kidnapped and trafficked, and they have concentration camps on U.S. Borders. This is proven, it is established as part of this investigation, and my CIA Navy detail watching her, that's why she's not here anymore. After her crimes against me, that's what she was misusing this office for, making these immigrants that they're trying to secretly and quietly fly all over the country and hide them. Well, she was one of them whose job it is to make those arrangements. And I got to ride that bus, and I'm going to ride that bus, and if I'm not going to ride it, nobody else is.
Hello, and thank you for calling the Smart Customer Care Center. We now offer Smart Flex, an on-demand transit service to help you get around several areas throughout the region, including our newest zone in Farmington and Farmington Hills. To request a ride, download the Smart Flex app today. Ask us for more information. Please listen to the following options, and note calls may be recorded for quality assurance or training purposes. For Smart Connector services, press 1. For fixed route service and general information, press 2. For Smart Transit Centers, press 3. To repeat this message, press 9. To receive real-time arrival information, rider alerts, and view other
Yes, my name is Reverend Lisa Renee Salem, and I'm sitting here with a social worker who is the service coordinator where I live at Lawrence Park Apartments. I am also known as Global Missing Persons Alert, Interpol Yellow Notice Number 21-22733. And I ride the Van Dyke bus and Center Line to physical therapy twice a week. And on Friday, and all the bus drivers have been informed of who I am, and I don't get treated very nicely. Long story short, Mr. Collins here, the social worker who I'm sitting here with on his phone, he had instructed me how to go through the city of Centerline to the community building to get bus passes for being disabled, and which I did, and I took all my documentation. I proved myself and my disability, and I was given 75 bus tickets. I say 50 cents on them. And the bus driver racially profiled me, and it was racist, and I know he's Homeland Security, and he knows I'm a missing persons, and he was refusing to accept my bus ticket, and I showed him my ID, which says I was born in 1970. So he sat there and held up the bus while he argued with me that I'm not 65. And I told him that I am disabled and he is violating my ADA rights. And so then he started badgering me to show him my credentials and prove I'm disabled. And I told him I already did that with the Centerline Community Center when I received these tickets. Long story short, I had to find $2 out of my purse and pay for the bus. And I rode maybe half a mile or less from 10 and Van Dyke to Bush and Van Dyke to the post office where I was going. And the whole bus was laughing because human trafficking is a joke in America. They think it's real funny. Instead of doing what they're obligated to do and call law enforcement and report such crimes, instead they ridicule and persecute the victim, and how they all just instinctively are born to know not to report these crimes, I don't know, but Americans are. And the whole short distance we rode, he was on a black power, I'm a strong black man rant. While I had an entire bus staring at me, 50% of them laughing at me and ridiculing me, and the one white person on the bus, who I do know, and she didn't recognize me, she was the Homeland bus spy, okay? And she was sitting there recording the whole thing with her smartphone. And when I went to get off the bus, she told me, don't ever ride public transportation again. Well, I am going to ride it again, and I do expect that when I do, my rights will not be violated. This was on Friday, and this is what I would like to file a complaint about, and I would like to ensure that I can get to my physical therapy appointments and back safely without this ever happening again.
Okay, let's start from the beginning, ma'am. Did you show the driver that your disability ID?
I don't have a disability ID. And
Okay, that's the problem right there. Okay, hold on, ma'am. I'll let you speak. Okay, that's the problem right there. Because if the driver, because you got the tickets from a organization or wherever you got the tickets from, if the driver doesn't know that you're not disabled, you must show your proper ID to be able to get the reduced fare.
well, I showed my verification of disability to get the tickets.
Okay, but once again, the driver does not know that. Now, what you showed those people, you could have stole those tickets for all they know. You see what I'm saying? Or found them somewhere. The drivers don't know that. So, in order for them to be able to assist the passengers better, the passengers must show ID stating that they're disabled or 65 years of age or older to be able to get that reduced fare.
Okay, so do I need to carry my Social Security papers with me everywhere I go? Do I need to laminate them?
You need to basically apply for a reduced fare.
As a missing persons in America, I'm not gonna be able to do that, and I can be verified as the missing persons I am. We have UN Police and Interpol agents stationed and headquartered at the Warren PD in Warren, Michigan, USA. And you must reference Global Missing Persons Alert, Interpol Yellow Notice number 21-22733. And instead of the driver doing that, in which he put national and international security, public safety, and human life, most specifically my life, at threat, he did not do that. He is an obstruction of justice to conceal.
How would he know? How would this driver?
Because I told him. Because I told him. Bottom line, I'm the agent who's. This is the response I get. This is what I get.
What time is your appointment on?
My physical therapy is tomorrow. I believe it's at 4:15. And from what I understand, and I have no way of verifying if this is true or not, because they lie a lot, because they're trying to do their own damage control. I was told by my CIA U.S. Navy intelligence detail that